protested this week at Cal Poly in response to increased fees.
And school-wide fraternity and sorority competitions are upon us. Later, some four-legged performers have an important message to send to the public.
Broadcasting live from Cal Poly in beautiful San Luis Obispo, this is Mustang News.
Hello and welcome to Mustang News. I'm Alison Stauf.
And I'm Cara Benson. Mustang News starts now.
Cal Poly was one of 5 CSU campuses to hold a demonstration on Monday. Mustang News reporter Dylan Ring was at the scene.
The Students for Quality Education staged a 55-minute die-in in front of the administration building on Monday. The students were protesting the upcoming Board of Trustees ruling on a 2% fee increase across the California State University system.
Whose university? Our university! Whose university? Our university!
The fee is part of the Student Success Fee, which is part of the sustainable financial model proposed by the CSU system.
Underpaid and overworked, when fees go up, students hurt.
The students put on a display representing the death of the CSU. The cardboard coffin featured a dummy representing CSU Chancellor Timothy White. Members of the California Faculty Association were seen on the sidelines supporting the students.
These students are protesting a mandatory increase by the CSU for 2% every year.
Lisa KAWAMURA is a communications teacher and says that she wishes more students had participated.
Because this isn't an issue that only affects 20 students or 40 students or 50 students. This is an issue that affects all students. And that's important for every single student on this campus to have a voice about and to be heard about.
The demonstration ended with the die-in where 9 students lay on the ground in solidarity. SQE organizer Mick Bruckner says the fee increase will have a significant impact on the accessibility of the CSU.
The CSU is so important, and to not continue this legacy of accessibility and equitability, how can you deny that?
The Board of Trustees will be voting on the sustainable financial model in the fall of this year. Dylan Ring, Mustang News.
Students for Quality Education plan on being more active in the fall quarter when the Board of Trustees will meet.
Cal Poly's agriculture units require daily maintenance and repair. Harrison Riley has more on the group that keeps it in shape.
A traditional student job might be working at campus dining, at the bookstore, or with ASI. But on the northwestern side of campus towards the Ag Enterprise units, there's a different kind of student workforce called Agricultural Operations, or Ag Ops.
Ag Operations is the backbone for the College of Ag. We pretty much make sure all the units are maintained and running efficiently.
Ag Ops employees process and sell compost, conduct maintenance on tractors and other vehicles, irrigate and grow silage for the dairy, take on construction projects, and do many other odd jobs that the College of Agriculture needs for labs and enterprises. While many of the employees have an agriculture background, Ag Operations Director Kevin Piper says no ag background is needed to work with Ag Ops, just a work ethic and a willingness to learn. Even the employees with an ag background learn something new, such as Andre Brazil, who plans to start his own composting business on his dairy back home.
And I'm planning on starting my own compost business with the dairy manure that I already have on the dairy that we just give away to farmers.
At least 70% of the compost made fertilizes crops on campus and is sold to local farmers through the Poly Plant Shop, creating a full circle learn by doing Cal Poly operation.
We do a lot for this campus and a lot for the College of Ag, but we're very humble about it, and we don't really express ourselves or express to people how much we put into it, and our work ethic is kind of our own pride, and it's fulfilling to us knowing that these students have the opportunity to work on these efficient units because we're back there, we're behind the scenes, we're the backbone making sure it's efficient and that every day everything's running smoothly.
Harrison Riley, Mustang News.
To learn more about ag operations, visit the farm shop in Building 9 near Campus Market.
A stranger next to you in line may just be buying your next drink. I took a look around campus to see how students are giving back to others this Pay It Forward week.
The Center for Service and Action is challenging Cal Poly students to pay it forward this week. Inspired by the game Sneaky Cards, students are being encouraged to perform random acts of kindness for strangers. No 2 cards are the same, as each card contains a different task.
I got a text earlier today from a staff member that someone bought her coffee in line at Starbucks today. So I've been seeing students engage in really fun ways and meet people that they haven't known yet.
Completion of the task results in passing the card on to the next student, who is to do the same deed for someone else.
Able to track the cards, and so you can see the impact of the card, and not only where it's physically been, but how many people have passed it forward or played it forward, and its impact over time.
With Pay It Forward events throughout the week, the Arboretum became home to students getting their hands dirty or full of glue, planting flowers, and making cards for Jack's Helping Hand.
We get so much from our community and from our society nationally or globally. It's important to give back when we can.
On the Cal Poly campus, where small acts of kindness can go a long way. Alison, Stauf, Mustang News.
Challenge yourself to play it forward by picking up a sneaky card at one of 5 different campus locations, including the Rec Center, Multicultural Center, and Disability Resource Center.
Greek Week 2K16 is upon us. It is a great way to build team spirit within the Greek community. Whether you're adding in pennies to your own tub or adding dimes, quarters, or even dollar bills to the opposition's jug, the Greek Week Penny Drive is a great way to promote competition amongst the Greek teams while raising money for a great cause.
So pennies are, you get points for pennies, and then you get points taken away for anything else. So, it's a good way, to keep Greek life interactive. It's for a good cause. So we have sports every day throughout the week, and then we have beach day on Saturday, and then we have our philanthropy events on Sunday.
While the Penny and Food Drive end this Friday, there are still events planned into the weekend, including helping out at a local children's hospital. Proceeds from the Penny Drive will go towards Jack's Helping Hand. Food from the drive will be donated to the Slow Food Bank. Greek Week finishes Monday night following the lip sync competition.
Coming up after the break, changes are almost finished at a popular shop in San Luis Obispo.
And find out why the Avila Pier is closed to the public and what it means to visitors.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
So shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Look at me. Hey. Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Slow Donut Company, the popular donut shop in the Foothill Shopping Center, is undergoing some renovations. Eric Donosley has more on the changes.
Few places in San Luis Obispo are quite like SLODOCO. The donut shop on the corner of Foothill and Broad has been a staple of Cal Poly culture since its opening in October of 2010. Students have been coming to this shop for the free Wi-Fi, warm environment, and of course, the donuts. But changes are almost finished in the shop with the new look coming tomorrow. The new look? More room for laptops, books, and hungry customers.
The expansion idea actually was a while ago. It came about. We had a video store next door, and we had always sort of joked about, hey, if that video store ever goes out of business, we'll have a bigger donut shop. And then it actually went out of business, and it kind of went into motion pretty quick after that. We jumped on it, and now we're turning that video store into more donuts.
Adding the extra room will nearly double the sitting area and provide space for another bathroom, a bigger kitchen, and a stage area. This concept of a stage with the expansion keeps the increased seating and opens up opportunity for SLODOCO to host live music.
We have room to do all kinds of different things, and concerts in particular have really taken off. And, you know, I'm not really looking out and trying to contact people. Mostly people just come to me, and we've just been flooded with a lot of generous bands that really just are excited to come play at the donut shop.
In addition to a small music festival tomorrow, SLODOCO is also debuting its new attraction, vegan donuts.
It's been a long time in the making. People have been asking for it forever. What we wanted to do, though, is really give them a donut that is still a donut, fried, not baked, and we want it to really taste like a donut. So we've been working on it for a long time. So what we have is a vegan cake, and that will be released on May 6th. We're going to have it in cinnamon sugar and lavender frosting and chocolate sprinkle, and maybe some other ones. We'll see.
These changes improve an already popular spot for students and community members alike. Looks like there will be more room to satisfy that late-night donut craving for a long time. I'm Ayrton Osley, Mustang News.
The music will start tomorrow at 10 a.m. and will run until 10 p.m.
On another note, Cal Poly's a cappella group, That's the Key, is preparing to perform for its spring concert series. After weeks of preparation, That's the Key will perform at 8 p.m. both May 6th and 7th in the Davison Music Center. Group members put in hours of rehearsal per week to put together songs and choreography for the upcoming concerts. And it's not as easy as it may look.
Some of the songs are a little bit harder to learn than the others, and they might not go the way that you would think they would go. So it's important to make sure that we know how they move through the song.
Though putting a show together can be a lot of work, That's the Key members enjoy every moment of what they do.
It's definitely a different bond that you don't have with a lot of other people, and it's always fun. After a long week, after a stressful day, you can just go and let everything go and just sing the songs that we've learned, and it just sounds so great and so fun.
Those who would like to see That's the Key perform can purchase tickets to the upcoming concert for $5 at the door.
Students, locals, and tourists head to Avila Beach year-round. But if you have visited Avila recently, you may have noticed that the pier is closed to the public. Laura Hoover has the story.
Port San Luis Harbor Facilities Manager Locke Dreisler noticed the pier shifting a few months ago when many beachgoers crowded to the end to catch a glimpse of a whale. Structural engineers confirmed that the pier needs repairs before reopening. Psychology junior RENEE VELAZCO is optimistic and glad that something is being done.
I mean, that's like disappointing, but at least they're fixing it, you know. As long as they fix it and get it done, like it'll be cool in the end. I'd rather wait.
Lifelong San Luis Obispo County resident Steve Adelberg has made many memories on the pier. He misses fishing from the end and can't wait for it to reopen.
First thing I'm going to do is throw my fishing pole out and catch a mermaid.
As of last Tuesday, the Port San Luis Harbor District is working with the PR firm Studio Good to come up with fundraising ideas. Locke Dreisler and harbor manager Andrea Luker estimate reconstruction to cost roughly $12.5 million. Laura Hoover, Mustang News.
In the meantime, Avila Beach and Hartford Pier are still open to the public. With sunny skies in our future, a trip to the beach might be too. This weekend I visited Avila Beach to see how some volunteers helped clean it up.
Mine's bigger.
Yeah. Everybody loves a beautiful day at the beach, except when it's covered with trash like this. That's why more than 500 people have rallied together here at Avila Beach to help clean it up. With live music, face painting, and even some panting dogs, the beach cleanup was an activity for the whole family. The Beneath the Surface Beach Cleanup event was organized with the help of Cal Poly senior and Central Coast Aquarium intern Megan Van Hammersveld. She put on the event as part of her senior project and was surprised with the big turnout.
It's pretty much like bigger than my wildest dreams, like what I would expect to happen. Like we already ran out of buckets, we already ran out of grabbers, so seeming like it's crazy.
Megan first found her love for the beach growing up in San Diego. She said she spent so much time at the ocean and made her gain a true respect for it. So she decided she wanted to help the environment. She says that working at the aquarium has only strengthened that desire.
They're working for something that's bigger than themselves, and so it just gives me a lot of hope for what my future could look like and how I could really be making a difference.
Just like Megan, 6-year-old Gavin found a love for the ocean at a young age. He said that building sandcastles on the beach isn't quite as fun when it's covered with trash.
Like, that means you have to clean it up and put it in trash cans. It's my first time because I want to help clean up the beach.
Taking the steps and volunteering to help the environment truly has no age limit.
I want to make sure that I'm making a difference in the world. It was the most fulfilling, most amazing job, and I feel like I'm really making a difference in the lives of the community.
Cara, Benson, Mustang News. Volunteers had the chance to enter raffles and even got a free barbecue lunch for helping out.
The annual San Luis Obispo Marathon is a local tradition that brings together the residents of San Luis Obispo County. Mustang News reporters went to the event on Sunday and met the runners.
Coming through, first female, 2016 San Luis Obispo Marathon.
What's cool about half marathons and marathons is I think they're more like a test of the human spirit. Just as much as it's the physical race and takes fitness and stuff, it's all in your head. I mean, we have Madonna right there. I ran that 2 days ago, and saw a ton of runners out there, and then Bishop's people in this town really value, I think, the ability to move. And so this is a kind of place where you can celebrate that.
Coming through together, holding hands across the finish line. Team HPI, nice work. A family that runs together, stays together, is always together.
It means unity around common values. I think this place really values physical activity, really values getting out there and getting active. And dude, running for me is freedom. Some people pray, some people meditate, I run. It's my connection with God, and I love it.
Runners Maggie Yunt and Joe Thorne set slow marathon records, with Yunt finishing with a 2-hour 50-minute marathon and Thorne with a 1-hour 10-minute marathon.
And coming up after the break, I'll have your weather forecast.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly. Tiana gave her pet the royal treatment. Belle found beauty where no one else did. And you can too. Share your heart. Share your love. Bring home your forever friend. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
Hi, I'm Amelia Parrera here with this week's Mustang News weather update. Starting off in North County, we have highs of 65 in both Paso Robles and Creston, and then moving down to Atascadero, we have highs of 66 and also in Santa Margarita. and as well as in San Luis Obispo, with lows staying between highs in the high 40s and low 50s. Moving on to South County. Moving on to South County, we have highs of 68 in Arroyo Grande and highs of 66 in Margarita, with highs of 63 in Guadalupe. And moving down south, we have highs of 64. And then moving on to our beaches, we have highs of 65 in Cayucos and 64 in Morro Bay, and then highs of 68 in both Avila Beach and Pismo Beach. And then for your 5-day forecast, we're going into mostly cloudy with in today and tomorrow, and then moving on to the weekend, we have partly cloudy with highs of 67, 68 with the end of the weekend. And Alison, Cara, back to you.
Thanks, Amelia. Coming up after the break, Cal Poly football played their annual green and gold game this past weekend. Find out how each team did coming up.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year, 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 68. I'm Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Hi, I'm Amanda Fridley with your sports update. Defense was the main headline at the 2016 Cal Poly football green and gold game. After an offensive score on the first drive of this year's green and gold game, the defense would dominate the second half and win the game 59-30 at Alex G. Spano Stadium last Saturday. Senior quarterback Dano Graves opened the scoring with a 70-yard, 12-play drive with junior fullback Joe Prothero, capping the drive with a 3-yard run for a touchdown. The Mustang defense forced 4 fumbles and 9 3-and-outs to pull away in the second half. The Mustangs' 2016 season will kick off September 2nd at Nevada. A Cal Poly track and field team is preparing to compete in the first round of the Big West Championship this weekend after coming off of an overall loss to rival UC Santa Barbara in last weekend's home meet. The Gauchos beat the Mustang 104-95 on the women's side and 106-93 on the men's side. Despite the overall deficit, the Mustangs took the lead in 17 events, including men's shot put, women's long jump, and a number of races.
It was a nice feeling to beat the Gauchos. They're always our rivals. It wasn't the best race, but it was a windy day, so have another race in a couple weeks.
Martinez came in first place in the 400-meter race and helped earn a second-place finish for the Mustangs in the 4x400. The Mustangs will next send 3 competitors for each of the decathlon and heptathlon events that are set to begin at 1 p.m. this Friday at Jack Rose Stadium in Long Beach. Former Cal Poly striker Elise Krieghoff signed her first professional contract. The Boston Breakers signed Krieghoff last week after being one of the most sought-after undrafted free agents in the country. Krieghoff scored at a school score record score of 52 goals in her 4 years as a Mustang, including a game-winning 35-yard screamer against UC Riverside in 2014, which cracked ESPN's top 10 plays. Krieghoff is the second former Cal Poly women's soccer player to sign a professional contract, joining goalkeeper Alissa Giannetti, who has played every minute in 4 games with Norwegian side Arna Bjørnar. The Boston Breakers play in the NWSL, the top flight women's soccer in America. Well, that's all for your sports update. We'll see you here after the break.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. Your whole world changes in an instant. That's what happened to me the day my mother had a stroke. I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Protect the ones you love. Spot a stroke fast.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Protect the ones you love. Spot a stroke fast.
After appearing on shows like Ellen DeGeneres, Queen Latifah, Oprah Winfrey, and more, Chris Parandi and his team of special performers stopped here at the Cal Poly Performing Arts Center to entertain the San Luis Obispo community. Stunt Dog Productions teams up with only the best dog trainers and performers in the country. The Parandis have brought dozens of trainers into their stunt dog family over the years and have assisted in numerous trainers in getting their start in the industry. But all of this started with a simple desire that almost everyone has at some point in their life.
It started as a hobby. I just wanted a dog to catch a flying disc. I've always been a huge animal lover growing up as a kid, and I just thought it'd be the coolest thing to adopt a dog first off and then train it to do some cool tricks and maybe get it to catch some frisbees. So I thought that would be the coolest thing ever.
All of the dogs in the shows are trained using positive training methods with the use of a clicker and toy motivation. They each have unique talents and a signature move to showcase. The Parandis work with each dog's individual ability, athleticism, and intelligence. However, even with all of that training, sometimes things don't always go as planned when you're working with animals.
Yeah, silly things happen sometimes. They're dogs, you know, they're our pets and we love them, but every once in a while they're not perfect.
While his team may have started out with a bit of a rough life, Parandi has taken them under his wing with love and encouragement of some doggone fun.
Yeah, all the dogs are actually rescues from pounds and shelters, and that is our mission. It has been ever since I started my show back in 1999.
Jillian Smith, Mustang News.
That's all the time we have for today. You can check mustangnews.net for more continuous news coverage. I'm Alison Stauf.
And I'm Cara Benson. Have a great weekend.